chidush here is the basic level of emunah. Basic level of emunah. Someone came to the Chofetz Chaim, alav shalom, and he says to him, Kvod Harav, I'm thinking of expanding my business. Expanding my business. But it's going to cost this, and do this, and do this, and do this, and be more time, more this, more this. Should I do it, Kvod Harav? And he says, the Rav starts laughing. He says, no, Rav, I was serious. I'm asking a serious question. He goes, no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing, I remember a story. He goes, what's the story, Kvod Harav? I'll tell you the story. He says, one time there was a guy, he was selling beer directly from the barrel. And the beer barrel had one fountain. And this guy wasn't exactly the smartest guy in the world. Wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. He says, listen, each barrel, I can make 40 pints. 40 containers that could sell out of each barrel. One fountain. I need to make more money because I got to buy a bigger house. I got to buy this. I got to do this. I got expenses. I got to make more money. So he had a bright idea. What is he going to do? He's going to put two fountains in the same barrel. So he puts two fountains, construction, almost broke the barrel, lost the whole beer. But he fixed it, invested. There's two openings for the beer, but he sees it's the same 40 containers, same 40 pints. How could it be? He says, I have two fountains. He goes, maybe I didn't build it right. I want to put three. I'll put three fountains in the same barrel. Now it's probably going to be 120. Lo and behold, he sees, dude, same 40. He says, I don't understand. He goes to one of his friends. He goes, listen, there's something wrong with my fountains. He goes, what's wrong with your fountains? He goes, look, I put three fountains, so it's the same amount. He goes, yes, you fool. The foundation is still the same. The well is still the same. The amount is still the same. Where you're getting from is still the same. It doesn't matter how many openings there are. So the Chofetz Chaim says to his student, he says, my son, the foundation is still the same. It doesn't matter if you work 2 jobs or 3 jobs or 8 jobs or 9 jobs, or you have 1 business or 2 business or 10 business or 5 business or 1 building or 2 building or 10 building. The foundation is still the same. If Hashem wants you to have, you're going to have. He doesn't want you to have. You're not going to have. It doesn't matter how much you work. You could work 20 hours a day and still be poor. You know how many people work 20 hours a day and they're still poor? You know how many people work only 1, 2, 3 hours a day and they're still rich? Hashem decreed for this one to be poor, not one to be rich. Has nothing to do with the amount of time. That's the chidush that Rabbi Meir is saying over here. He says, limit your time, your activities in business. Engage in Torah. Why? Because it doesn't matter how much you work. Do the basic minimum. Whatever the minimum is, do that. If you're required, if the minimum is for you to work at so-and-so company, is to work 9 hours a day, that's what you should work. Don't work an hour more, an hour less. Work as little as possible. Why? All that time, spend it on Torah. Don't work overtime. Don't open another business. Don't do any of that stuff. If Hashem wants you to have, you're going to have. Do the basic minimum of business. Why? Because in reality, your purpose in life is to go learn Torah. Now, how do we know this in actuality? What's a proof that we can see every day? Every day you can see a proof, mamash, 100%. I tell people, anyone wants proof of the Satan, just come watch a shiur. Look at how many distractions there is in every shiur. The camera goes upside down. This one calls, that one calls, the camera breaks, this one, everything's, mamash, the whole week everything works except during the shiur. So this is another way you can actually see the Yetzer Hara live. How do you know the Yetzer Hara doesn't want you to learn Torah and he actually wants you to work? When was the last time you tried learning Torah, but something happened? Right before you learned Torah. Something happened. You wanted to learn Torah, but flat tire. You wanted to learn Torah, but all of a sudden the kids are crying. You wanted to learn Torah, all of a sudden your spouse is yelling at you. You wanted to learn Torah, you can't find your shoes. You wanted to learn Torah, you lost the book. You want to learn Torah, the computer doesn't work. You want to learn Torah, there's Hurricane Irma. Irma came for why? You want to learn Torah first time in 10 years. You want to learn Torah, Irma came. You want to learn Torah. But when was the last time you had Yitzhak not to work? Oh, honey, I'm going to work overtime. Yitzhak ever interfere? No. Go work overtime. Go work the rest of the year, honey. Go, work. We need the money. Well, honey, we have $10 million in the bank. Yeah, we need it. We need it for school. Yitzhak never interferes with work. Go work forever. Stay there. Just don't learn Torah. The Yetzirah will never interfere with your job. Never. Because he wants you to stay there. He wants you to occupy yourself with work and with the mundane things of this world, so you stay away from Torah. Why? Because work keeps you away from him. Torah is the poison against him. It's the potion that kills him. So that's why Rabbi Ephraim says, the Satan will never ever disturb you from business, and he'll prefer for you to go work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not 6 days, no Shabbat. 7 days a week. Work on Shabbat too. Why? It's not Torah. As long as it's not Torah, go do it. That's mamash a proof you can see every day. Go try it. Try it at home. Try this. This is mamash a proof. You go. You want to learn Torah? Watch how many interferences you have before you want to shiur Torah. How many interferences before you, honey, I want to go to shiur. She didn't talk to you the whole day. She didn't talk to you. She didn't say nothing the whole day. Honey, I'm going to shiur. Oh, no, but I needed you. What do you mean? I've been at home for 12 hours. You didn't say you needed nothing. You didn't even say hello yet. Good morning. I was been up. No, I needed you. Why? I got to go to shiur Torah. I'm sorry, I need you now. For what? You end up sitting there at home waiting for her to tell you what to do. 4 hours. You could have been at the shiur Torah and come back home already. But Yitzhak sent, what happened? You went to your wife to go to you. Or the opposite. Or the kids. Or the car. Or all of a sudden your boss calls you, hey, listen, I need you in the office. When? Now. What do you mean? It's 8 o'clock at night. I need to go to shiur Torah right now. No. We have a closing, we have a this, we have a deal, we have a that. You got to come in. But it's 8 o'clock at night. I have a family. It doesn't matter. You have to come in. He puts pressure on you, making you feel like you're going to lose your job. So you're not going to lose your job. You're not going to lose your job. All you're going to lose is shiur Torah. That's all you're going to lose. But that's Yetzirah. Mamash, try this at home. Watch. You open a book, all of a sudden you're tired. Before you opened the book, you were like a bull. You were able to rip trees with your teeth out of the ground. Open a Sefer Gemara, open Chumash, open anything, all of a sudden, like Mamash, there's like a plague on you. You're dying. The ones who's sleeping, you can't move. Pain, tooth pain, ear pain, this pain, that pain. Why? You open Sefer Torah. All of a sudden, you're like narcoleptic. You know, narcolepsy is people have the disease. They talk to you, all of a sudden, boop, they fall asleep. All day you are alive like a lion. Open Sefer Torah, fall asleep like a baby. I don't know why they say fall asleep like a baby. These babies don't fall asleep. They don't sleep. My babies go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm competing with them. They don't sleep. I don't know why they say sleep like a baby. My babies don't sleep, God bless them.
Just realized that.
I think the guy that made the quote never had any kids. That's what happened. Never had any kids. So, Rabbi Meir tells you basics. You see all these Mishnayot are very basic. Very basic principles of Torah. He says, less work, more Torah. Why? The prime reason for your existence is learning and following Torah. Business, Hashem is going to give it to you one way or another. Never turn your life to such an extent, which unfortunately all of us are victims of, where business becomes priority and Torah becomes secondary. Our goal in life is to make Torah priority and business something we do in order to learn Torah. That's the goal in life. The goal in life is not to make business priority. It's to make Torah priority. Now this is very hard for people because the Satan convinces you with genius arguments. He says, listen, it's very nice this rabbi is telling you go learn Torah and no business and less business and all business. But hey, who pays for the CDs that he has? Who pays for the organization Bezat Hashem? Who pays for the rent? Who pays for the car? Who pays for the food? He needs money. Even him, not talking about themselves. Talking about he needs money, so people donate. If they don't work, there's no donations. So if I work, so now the Yitzhak goes a step further. He goes, see, maybe people are not donating much, so I have to work extra so I can give him more donation. Because if a million times I've heard this, once I become rich, I'm going to donate all my money to Kiruv. Once I have this $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, whatever zillion dollar dreams that people have, once I have that, I'm going to donate zillions, half of it I'm going to give to Kiruv. Oh, I bought this lotto, Kvod Harav. Oh, great. How much is it? It's $500 million. Well, good luck to you. No, Kvod Harav, you should pray for this. Why? Half of it's going to you. Amen. Amen. One time, there was a guy came to a rabbi. He says, Kvod Harav, I want you to pray for me to your God that I win this lotto ticket, $10 million. He says, no problem. I'll pray for you. A week passes, nothing. He didn't win. He goes, Kvod Harav, what happened? Sometimes our prayers are not answered. Sometimes Hashem says no. Because what kind of God is this? No, pray for me, harder. Fine. Listen, Kvod Harav, I'll up the ante. Last time I said I was going to give MUSSAR, I was going to give 1 million. This time I'm telling you, I'm giving you half. Rabbi says, Amen. No problem, I'll pray. He goes, I'm giving you half, Kvod Harav. No problem, praying. 5 million to me, 5 million to you. With shutafim. We're partners. No problem, praying for you all week. Gemara, Tosfot, everything. I'm going to learn for you. Another week passes, no money. The guy says, this guy's not serious. He goes to the church, Avot over there. He goes, hey, priest, go, put down your idol for a second. Come over here. He goes, yeah, I was just washing JC. He had some syrup on his eyes. We pretended like it was blood. What happened? Listen, I want you to pray for me. So I win the lotto. I give half to the church. No problem, pray for you. Next day, jackpot, $10 million. The guy, the next day, he's driving in his brand new car, and he passes by this church, and he passes by this synagogue, and his friend is in the car. And as soon as he passes by the church, he looks at it, and he looks at the, says, like this, and he looks at the synagogue, and he starts laughing. His friend says, why are you laughing? He goes, the God of Israel is not a sucker. He knew I'm not going to pay. The God of Israel is not, he knew I'm not going to pay.
That's a good one.
So, that's the thing. So, everybody says, listen, once I make this deal, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to give money to Kiruv. I'm going to save Neshamot. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But I have a question for you. What makes you think, what part of the Torah did you learn that makes you think that your Yetzirah is not going to grow with your bank account? What makes you think that your desire, right now, 100%, you say you're going to give, right now, I believe you. Right, I believe you that if you had it, you'd give. But you don't have it, that's why you have no Yetzirah for it. What makes you think that your Yetzirah doesn't change with your bank account? What makes you think that once you have the money, you're still going to want to give just like you wanted to give when you didn't have? Everybody says, I'm going to give what I don't have. One guy, they came to him, they said, listen, we want to make sure that you are worthy of being one of the sergeants of the Caesar. Okay, ask. What do you need? We need to see your loyalty. No problem. What? Because your donkey, would you give it to the Caesar? No problem. Give it to him right away. Your cow, you give it to the Caesar? No problem, on the spot. You ask, I give. Okay, good. So far, so good. Your chicken. You give your chicken, he goes, hey, no chicken. Not giving you no chicken. Think, this guy's crazy. Get him out of here. Give the cow, give the donkey. Not give a chicken? They throw him out. They're like, this guy doesn't even have a profile. The profile, they try to test the profile from 1 to 10. This guy's not even a 1. He's like, wait, the donkey, the chick. What's wrong with you? They kick him out. One of his friends asked him outside, goes, what's wrong with you? The donkey, the cow you give, but chicken you wouldn't give? I mean, if anything, it should be the opposite. He goes, no, listen, let me tell you something. Donkey, I don't have. Cow, I don't have. Chicken, I have. I'm not giving him my chicken. Something I don't have, I give it to them anytime. I don't have a donkey. Take it though. Cow I don't have. They want to give me a cow, I'll give it back to them. No problem. But my chicken, it's my chicken. I'm not giving my chicken. People want to give away the stuff they don't have all the time. All the time they want to give it. I'll give you a million. No, but that's not the test. Hashem says now is a test. Now you're making $500 a week. Now it's time to give MUSSAR. That's the test. So Rabbi Meir says, listen, you're trying to overwork because you think that if you make more money, you're going to give more to Torah, or you're going to be able to learn more Torah. Who says you're right? Yetzirah changes with your bank account. Your Yetzirah changes with your bank account. He's going to grow with the bank account. So you think that you're going to make more money and therefore you're going to have more time to retire. You're going to say, listen, I'm going to work 20, 30 years for my pension. Once I'm on pension, I'm leaving everything. I'm only learning Torah from morning to night. Yetzirah shows up in your pension party. He says, hey, how are you? He goes, oh, what are you doing here? You were with me for 30 years. He goes, no, I left you alone for 30 years. You were working. I didn't bother you. He goes, what are you doing here now? He goes, now I'm here for the stay. Now I'm here for the retirement. To make sure you don't learn 1 ounce of Torah. That's the Yetzirah. Don't try to fool him. It doesn't work. Only way is give him the portion of Torah when it's hard for you. When the kids are crying, when the wife is complaining, when the husband doesn't want, all this stuff, that's when you learn Torah. That's when you learn Torah. It's not supposed to be easy. And to think that if you have more money, it's going to change things, it's not going to change anything. It's going to make it more hard, more difficult. So that's the first rule. Rabbi Meir says, very, very simple, but very difficult at the same time. It's very simple, but very, very difficult. Why? Because the Yetzirah, you can't see him unless you look for him. Everybody thinks the Yetzirah is nothing. They don't believe in it. That's his biggest genius. He convinced you he doesn't even exist. Nothing. So that's the first thing. Rabbi Yehuda Leib Ashlag, Allah Shalom, says chasing money is one of the most foolish things in the world. Why is it the most foolish things in the world? Because imagine someone hoarding currency, hoarding cash, which the government announced that it's going to be taken out of circulation soon. Someone is collecting all the cash he can find, but the government made an announcement, all of this currency is not going to be valid anymore. We're coming out with new currency. And this one, once it's out of circulation, it's worth nothing. Like what happened in India recently, what happened in Venezuela pretty much. The currency is down 99.9% practically. It's worthless. What's happening in different governments that are corrupt around the world, that's one of the ways they pretty much steal everybody's money without doing anything. They make the currency worthless. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally, but the point is, it happens. Here he's saying, Rabbi Yehuda is saying, hey listen, someone chasing money, it's like someone trying to collect as much cash of a currency that's about to be canceled. Why? Eventually he dies. All the cash he gathered for 70, 80, 90 years is worthless. Can't take him with him. In Olam Haba, you can't take your cash with you. Doesn't matter how much you have, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. Worthless. It's out of circulation in Olam Haba. It's not worth anything. You spend your whole life collecting money you're not even going to use. And that's what Shlomo HaMelech says in Ecclesiastes. He says the rich, what do? They collect money their whole life just to give it to somebody else. They themselves never use it. He goes, that's one of the vanities of the world. That's one of the things that's mamash like a difficulty to understand. How could such a thing be? But it's our own foolishness that causes this. Iveret adam tesalef darko, ve'al Adonai yiz'af libo. The foolishness of man causes him to sin against God, and then he gets mad at God for punishing him. It's your fault, you did it. So, the Chofetz Chaim says that the world says this, there's a saying called, time is money. Time is money. He says, but I say that money is time. That's what Chofetz Chaim says. I also heard this from Rav Mizrahi. Sheikhye. He says this also all the time. He says, money is time. What does it mean, money is time? He goes, in order to get this money, you have to spend an enormous amount of time. Now let's say you have an excuse. I need to spend this time to get money so I can buy more books, more Sifrei Torah. The Chofetz Chaim says, even if it's for Sifrei Torah, it's not worth it. Why? Read the books. Learn from the books you already have. The amount of time you're going to spend to go make money, to get money, to go buy Torah, use that time to go learn Torah that you already have. You have 5 books, that's enough. You don't have to have 500 books. Sometimes you go to people's houses, they have 500 books, they read 3. 500 books they have. They like the way it looks. But they read 3 books, maybe. And it's like half the first one. Second one, they skipped over a little bit. And the fourth one, they skimmed. The rest of them are brand new. Nothing and never touched. People like to buy books, but not read them. He says, don't, while you're spending all this money to make an excuse, Yetzirah of books. Yetzirah is telling you, go buy books, just don't read them. So you always feel like you're becoming more tzaddik because you have more books. This is a serious problem all over the place. People do things to make themselves feel like they're tzaddikim, but they're not doing anything to become tzaddikim. So for example, you have people that go to Reform and conservative churches or synagogues, whatever you want to call them, and they say that they're praying. They go to Knesset on Shabbat, but they drive on Shabbat, but they feel like tzaddikim, even though they're violating Shabbat by driving on Shabbat, by eating non-kosher on Shabbat, by cooking on Shabbat, by doing all these things that are violating Shabbat, but they go to synagogue to pray, so they feel like tzaddikim. They're not doing anything to become tzaddikim, but they feel like tzaddikim because they went to Knesset. Same thing with the church. You have 50, 100, 200, 300,000 people show up at the stadium-sized church where they tell you, listen, just give 10% or more of your salary, you're tzaddik. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to keep Shabbat, you have to keep kosher, you can murder, you can steal, you can rape, you can do whatever you want. Just give money. So what do? They give money. Everybody gives. The church, there's no such thing as not giving money. Everybody gives money. Why? That's my ticket to be tzaddik. That's my ticket to murder. That's my ticket to steal. That's my ticket to cheat. That's my ticket to be immodest. That's my ticket to do whatever I want. It's not believe that some guy died for you. It's paying for him. Somehow he needs money all the time. Guy is dead 2,000 years, he still needs money. For what? So they can build bigger stadiums to convince more fools to follow this stupidity. But why do they do it? Because it makes them feel like tzaddikim. Makes them feel righteous. How about being righteous? Many people buy books. It could be Sefer Torah, it could be holy books. But they don't read them. They say, listen, I need to work overtime, I need to work 3 jobs, I need to work this big job, I need to do this. Why? Look how many books I have. You think these books came by themselves? I got $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 worth of books. Buddy, you don't need $10,000 worth of books. Take one for $30 and read it. That's it. Read it. You don't have the $30, I'll give it to you. I'll give you the book for free. You don't need to return the $10,000. Who told you to go work non-stop for books that you're not going to read? Doesn't make you tzaddik. You know how many people have collections of the Zohar in their house? And no one knows how to read it. No one knows how to read it. Even in the kollel, even in people that learn Torah all day, all night, many of them don't know how to read it. And even if they know how to read it, as far as pronouncing the words and understanding the words, they don't understand the deep meaning of it. That's why the sages say you're not even allowed to study Zohar until you're 40 years old and complete expert in everything else. But you have a bunch of people that are amei haaretz, meaning complete ignoramus, but they have Zohar in their library. Why do you have Zohar? What are you going to do with it? No, the rabbi told me that, the salesman really, called himself a rabbi, the salesman told me that it's holy to have it in the house. No, it's holy to read it. It protects you. No, mezuzah protects you. The book you're supposed to read. If you can't read it, it's not going to do anything for you. All you're going to do is give the salesman / rabbi money. So that's the thing. It's the Yetzirah appears in different ways. He attacks in different ways. He sneaks in. He's like the dirt under your nails. You don't know where it came from. The whole day you were in the office typing. Somehow at the end of the day your nails are black. How? What happened? I didn't work in the dirt. That's the Yitzhak. He appears. So he appears in business all the time. All the time. One time, there was a poor guy looking for a ride, trying to hitchhike. A guy picks him up on his wagon, and he sees the guy is, instead of sitting down and relaxing for the ride, it's going to be a long ride, sees the guy is standing and he's still holding up his bag. He says, hey, you could sit down. He goes, no, come on, I'm already too much for you. Not only you give me a ride, you want to carry my bags too? I'm carrying it for you. He says, you fool, once you're on the wagon, I'm carrying you in the bag without you carrying it. The sages say this is us. This is us when we try to work overtime. This is us when we try to make extra money to help Hashem give us parnasah. You're already on the wagon. You already know Hashem's carrying you. Now that you're actually finally fulfilling His will, finally you're learning Torah. Finally you're doing mitzvot. Now you decided I'm going to help him out. Who needs your help, Ichlal? You're already on his wagon. You think he needs your help? He's already carrying you anyway. Why would he carry you less by you learning Torah? It doesn't make any sense. When you weren't learning Torah, when you weren't doing mitzvot, he was giving you parnasah anyway. Now you're doing mitzvot, now you're learning Torah, all of a sudden he's going to take away parnasah from you. Why? If anything, it's the opposite, give you more. So why do you think you need to work more? You don't need to work more. Work what you need to work, not more, not less. 9 hours a day, work 9 hours a day. Work normal schedule. Don't be one of these people who works 18 jobs. I met this one person. They told me they have 3 jobs. I said, when do you sleep? He said, in between the jobs. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I'm like, I'll lie that I could sleep 15 minutes. That's David HaMelech. If you use that time to learn Torah, you wouldn't even need to work. If you could actually have that much stamina that you could work that many jobs, only sleep 15 minutes in between jobs, you should learn Torah. You be David HaMelech, you be Mashiach b'chava. So people constantly think they need to help God. You don't need to help anybody. You don't need to help God. You just need to help yourself by learning more Torah.